This week on Off the Page.
Is that okay?
Every time you talk right at the end of it, it's perfect. Because this week we have a special episode of Off the Page to celebrate the end of the very popular TV series WandaVision. Nate and I are going to be making both Wanda and Vision. If you're new to the channel here, this is something that we started doing like a week ago, where Nate and I sit down, we take different characters from like pop culture or whatever it may be, and we turn them into D&D characters. And with the success and popularity and awesomeness of WandaVision, we wanted to make sure that we did a WandaVision episode. Now, Nate,
There's a lot of clout. We need to grab
there's a
that.
lot of clout, and we need to get all the clout. So there we go. There's our character sheet. Nate, which character did you do?
I got choice,
You did.
so I chose Wanda, Scarlet Witch, for no reason in particular.
I
Totally
think
doesn't
she
remind
is
me
the
of
cooler one.
a person. Yeah, I mean,
So if I had,
like
if I
full
had choice,
disclosure, and I know
I would have
instantly
picked.
a million dislikes on the video once I say this.
I would love if we
I
got a million
have
dislikes. That
forgotten to
means we
watch
had a
it.
billion views.
Yeah, I have forgotten to watch it today, earlier, or at all.
You've watched zero
So
WandaVision.
I've watched zero WandaVision.
That's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. It's okay.
It's not in my room. Yeah, whatever.
We'll
Anyway,
we'll forgive Nate for watching zero WandaVision because he's done
yeah,
a good job building out Scarlet, which I think it's a pretty obvious build for her, but we're still gonna
yeah.
talk about it because it's fun. So Nate, what did you do for her? Let's start with the
So
basics. Race.
yeah. Oh, okay. Like I'm
We're gonna go way
going
back.
through
We're
kind of
gonna
the
go like
cast. Like
burn.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I kind of went off a couple of different sources. Like I just went to the wiki and like, okay, what's she do
Hmm.
normally, not just in WandaVision. But she is a human variant, of course,
Nice, nice. Quality pick. Quality pick.
and um the feat I chose for first level just because with
Hmm.
the app I use,
Yep.
I do it this way. I chose Eldritch Adapt for the disguise self evocation.
Nice. So,
Yeah,
Mask of Many Faces.
with all the like, which yeah, it's not really an MCU thing, but apparently some power does come from a avatar kind of thing. It's weird. I'm not going to explain it. Um,
Okay,
so
I will believe
and
you.
yeah, um, for class we are of course going because this is like a naturally developing power as far as I can tell.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, we are doing sorcerer for wild magic.
Oh, we are doing Wild Magic. Okay, quality pick.
Yeah,
I thought you were going to go Aberrant Mind, so I originally pulled
I
up
thought I
Aberrant
did
Mind.
too, but then I read it and was like, eh,
But I think Wild Magic
I
fits
already made all
her.
this.
In that case, I need to go ahead and Sorcerer Wild Magic. I need to go ahead and pull up Wild Magic Sorcerer stats.
Uh,
There we go. Now we've got Wild Magic. All right.
Woo.
So Wild Magic is if I'll pull this up so everyone can read it. Wild Magic isn't always everybody's favorite pick for sorcerer,
Yeah,
but
I
I
mean,
like it still. At the end of the
yeah.
day, I think for anybody out there who wants to play Scarlet Witch, I definitely think Wild Magic is the right choice. Um, I just think Wild Magic is about having a conversation with your dungeon master about how the Wild Magic table is actually going to work. I would personally I don't know, maybe like a wisdom save, but that's not. We're not fixing wild magic sorcerer
Um,
in this video.
a way that I enjoyed it, this might be something that we might want to cut out probably, but I
Maybe,
like to think of it as
probably
like
not.
doing a percentile dice to see if it triggers and then continuing on. Like
Yeah,
the
like either have there be a percentage chance or like so. What I was thinking, if
hmm?
I would talk to a wild magic sorcerer in my campaign and be like, look, I think it'd be really cool if it was a wisdom save, for the wild magic table, and the wisdom save is equal to like 10 plus the spell's level.
Hmm.
So like at first level, you're not super
Okay,
likely to.
that's cool.
Yeah,
I
like
vibe with that.
at
I vibe
first
with
level,
that.
you're not super likely to like kill your party with a fireball. That
Uh-huh.
accidentally ran because that sucks, and I've been in that party and it's not fun.
Question: because it's a saving throw, would it be afflicted by tides of chaos?
Yes,
Hmm.
yeah, absolutely.
Cool. 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 Cool.
I
Cool.
don't
Cool.
think there's a problem with that. Um,
Cool. No, this is just it says saving throw, and I'm like, huh, that works well.
Yeah, no, I definitely
Works
think
well.
that it all fits into the theme of wild magic sorcerer, and there being uncontrolled magic, but at the same time you're powerful enough to start to bend it to your will. So that's the way I would do it. But
Yeah,
that's not
no,
what we're talking
that's
about right
that's
now.
cool.
We are here to figure out what
So
the hell sorcerers do. So
yeah, so you of course have your origin. In this case, wild magic. You have the
mhm.
wild magic surge. You get to roll on the magic wild magic surge table. Excellent name, and of course you get Tides of Chaos, which lets you re-roll certain things.
Yeah, and
So
I
it's
think
just
that fits her really well.
yeah,
And definitely when you watch, especially anything that's earlier with her in it, she doesn't have complete control of her magic
right,
yet.
right, yeah.
So there we go. We've taken our first level. So let's go ahead and grab this because sorcerers
Grab.
get grab, and
All right.
then we'll go ahead and chuck that into that.
So, meta magic is what I have next, and I have twin spell and transmutation for meta magic options for starting
I
at
think
least.
those are good picks.
Yeah.
So all right. So we've done wild magic. So then this wellspring, second level, you tap into a deep wellspring of magic within yourself. So wait, so you don't get meta magic till second level, correct? Am
Uh,
I right in that?
correct. That I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm
Yeah.
getting ahead of
Okay, so
myself.
we've got first level. So well, hang on. And we both did the same thing. We said we weren't going to do again. We said we weren't going to do this, but then we did it.
Okay.
We
Oh,
forgot
do
to
we
do
need to
ability
restart
scores.
the recording
No,
now?
We're not going to restart the
Okay.
recording. But we forgot to do ability scores, and we said we weren't going to do
Ah,
this again,
yes.
but we did it again. So let's go
Yeah.
back one more time because we get excited and we start doing class stuff right away. So ability scores. Let's start with that good old strength score. What is her strength?
Um, I want to say 12, maybe 14, because
That high with
like
point buy?
there is. Oh, right. It's point by. Uh, I forgot how point by works. Um,
I can pull
I
up a
know we
point buy
have,
calculator.
yeah. Um, for strength, like like I said, 14 or 12 works because she's not
Well,
useless
let's
without
let's
magic.
start off. She has a 15 in charisma.
Yeah, easily. Like
Um, so she's
there
gonna
is
have the 15,
control over that
which
magic.
is gonna go to a 16 because that's where one of the plus ones is gonna go.
Oh yeah.
So 15 goes to 16 for charisma. That makes
Mm-hmm.
sense to me. Then, what should we do after that? I think
Um,
constant.
my setup here doesn't have a whole lot of concentration spells, but maybe
That's
putting a
fair.
13 in there just to make sure there's a +2.
So
Like we'll
13
do
will.
charisma and yeah.
Yep, charisma and con. Okay, so then now for point buy, we have decent amount of points left over to mess around with some stuff. So
Yeah.
let's so
14 for constitution
well yeah, it's
because we're
gonna go
putting
to
the
a
other.
14, right?
Okay. Cool.
Um,
Yeah, I done that yet.
so I don't know. She's not like super wise.
Right.
I think she's smarter than she is wise.
Yeah. So I
So
think doing 12 and 14 respectively, maybe.
but then we have to dump strength.
Right.
Um,
Mm.
but we can do
12. No, 12 and 13 don't really work either.
12, 12, 11. Well, then we have a 10 in dexterity. This is always
yeah,
the
yeah,
interesting point. So I think we'll do a 12 for dex,
yeah.
10 for strength, 10 for wisdom, 12 for intelligence.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
think that overall makes more sense to me. And then what background have you taken for her?
Oh, background.
Background. Did you not pick a background? Did you forget to pick a background? Did you just pick spells?
Um, yeah. Wait, maybe did I make this like actually here? That's mirror, not who we're looking for. Do not delete mirror. Yeah, I did not record that.
Okay.
Background. What did I put for background?
Well, we can probably, I mean,
Yeah.
we can probably do inheritor for both her, if I could spell. We can do inheritor for both her and vision because they both got their powers from an outside source. So
Right.
for proficiencies, what skill proficiencies do you think she'd have? I think
So,
intimidation
aside,
actually.
yeah, intimidation, because red magic is spooky.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
intimidation. Um,
intimidation and um, the only intelligence-based skill that she gets is Arcana. So I guess
okay,
that could be like what?
that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, Arcana makes sense to me. And then the 2 from Inheritor.
Yes, which I don't remember off the top of my head. We can go check in a second. So
Yeah.
yeah, so I think that works pretty well for her ability scores. All right, cool. So now we have a class. We have a race. She's not wearing armor because she's a sorcerer. Um,
Right.
so her armor class is going to be 10 plus dex. So it's an 11.
Mhm.
And then we need to go ahead and pick some spells.
Yes. So for first level, cantrips will be Chill Touch and Prestidigitation because Chill Touch has the longest range for any of them, and Spooky Hand, why not?
Yep,
Most of this build is based off just the fact that she does throw things
a
a
lot,
lot,
a lot.
a lot.
She gets
So
very upset and throws a lot of stuff. So
yeah. And of course, for the first level spells, we have Catapult and Earth Tremor.
nice, good choices.
Yeah,
Good choices.
because small earthquakes. Woo. All right.
Cool. So there we
And then
go. We got level. Yeah.
second level, we get the meta magic options. Finally,
Yes.
totally didn't get ahead of myself. Um,
So
for
font of magic.
yeah,
So which fonts of magic have you taken for her?
twinned spell and transmutation.
Okay, so we're gonna go.
I, with the source that I got it from, it mentioned sure her being a
She's able to
very
manipulate stuff.
yeah, yeah, that's pretty much what that throwing things
Hmm.
is pretty much all that's in this build.
Yeah. No, she also. So I'm curious. Have you picked any more psychic spells? Because she does
A
have.
few,
Okay,
a
because she does
few.
have some psionic ability. So I think those are good
I
picks for her
have,
too.
I have, I paid attention a little bit to
Okay.
whatever commercial was brought my path.
Okay. So so now second level. What spells do we have now?
Crown of Madness and Shatter.
Nice. There we go. That's what I was waiting. I was hoping you were going to pick Crown of Madness and
Yeah.
Shutter. Okay, cool. So there we go. Now we have our second level abilities worked out. So on to third level. Hang on. So we're just actually going to put all of our levels.
Third level is the spells.
Oh, right. That's when you get the spells. On to
Yeah.
fourth level.
Fourth level, ability score
I think
improvement.
it's pretty easy just to take the +2 to charisma.
Absolutely, that's what I have here because I actually did that this time. I did not do ability score for Archelos. I
Yeah.
will not make that mistake anytime soon.
Well, and next time you'll pick background. So we're gonna get better every
Mm-hmm.
time we do one of these.
Yeah.
For the next week for the Candlekeep mystery episode, but that's coming up for next week's episode.
Oh boy.
Yes. So there we go. So now we have we've hit level 4. We have our stats. We have our spells. But now let's go ahead and hit the big level 5 and get our third level spells.
Oh yes. Um, looking at the spells I have here, actually don't make a whole lot of sense. I have Lightning Bolt and Sleet Storm down. I guess I couldn't find any did I not think of doing Hypnotic Pattern for some reason? Well, Hypnotic Pattern was like Archelos's.
Yeah, I could see her
Yeah,
taking
but it's just too
hypnotic
good of
pattern.
a spell to
I
never
don't
forget. Too
know
good
if
of a
you cannot take hypnotic pattern in general.
Yeah,
I think maybe we'll do Sleet
yeah,
Storm and Hypnotic Pattern,
yeah,
just so you have some
because
AoE
ice.
control. Yeah, and
Yeah,
ice and AoE control is good, and Hypnotic,
yeah,
and like it's okay to build a stronger character with Scarlet Witch because she's very powerful in
yeah,
the MCU. So I think that's okay to make some slightly more optimized spell choices, kind of like what we did with the John Wick build.
yeah.
So then we go ahead and we hit level 6, which is going to give us a sorceress class feature.
Yes.
So
The uh
bend luck,
bend luck, which lets you use 2 sorcery points to give yourself guidance.
which is an okay feature. There's like
Yeah,
nothing like compared to some of the newer sorcerers, that's not fantastic. But
yeah,
it's an okay feature for the
yeah.
time when it came out.
I mean, if you think about it, any class can get this ability. It's called
Yes,
Magic Initiate.
it is called Magic Initiate. But if
Yeah.
you want to stay single class, which I probably would for her,
Yeah, I did. I
yeah,
did.
I probably would
Like,
definitely stay single class for her. Hang on, I've also copied the Wild Magic Surge into the wrong part of the character sheet. I think that's ultimately not terrible.
yeah.
All right, so there we go. We have our basic features worked out. There we go. Twin spell, second level. All right, cool. So there we go. That was 6th level. Now let's hit 7th level. And when we hit 7th level, we're going to get more spells. A whole new
Oh,
level worth of
yes.
spells.
Polymorph and Confusion is what I have.
I think those are good choices. Polymorph. Especially confusion. Now, why polymorph?
Like I said, I've only kind of seen the um commercials for
Yeah.
WandaVision,
Mm-hmm.
like whenever they kind of end up, and
Yeah.
one of them, which has kind of stuck in my head, is the one in which she's changing the furniture around to make it look
Okay.
yeah, changing the
Yeah.
furniture around like that. That's pretty much where I was going with. So hey,
Yeah,
why not do
I
that
can
with
definitely see
people?
that.
It's not like
I'm just curious.
yeah.
Does Sorcerer have access to Phantasmal Killer?
Ooh, you're right.
I'm just curious about that. Just because, not because I
Right.
actually think, based off of that, I think actually Polymorph is a good pick. Just giving people
Yeah.
another option because I think
Right.
Phantasmal
Yeah.
Killer could also work, and
That's
especially
the
now
wrong
that sorcerers
icon.
have the ability to swap out spells um, when they
More
get an
often,
ability
yeah.
score improvement, which is a lot better for them.
And whenever they level up, they get to
Oh,
redo
it's on a level up.
spells. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's a progressing um spell list, so you gotta switch ones out every level
Right.
if you want them. Like that's why I have two for each level
Yeah, that
because
makes
you're
sense.
guaranteed to have those at least because you get one level or at least one more spell each level.
Right. For some reason, I thought it
So
was like
you're,
the fighter one, where it's. But I guess
I
not.
mean that's
Yeah.
also that's the same thing I think.
Okay.
I
All
didn't
right.
realize how many of them actually did this. It's called reading. I should really do that.
Yeah.
I went to the wrong page again.
So then,
Sorcerer, 6th level,
4th level.
4th level, Phantasmal Killer.
They might not have. It might just be Bard and Wizard.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure.
Yeah, just polymorph.
Just Polymorph. Okay.
Let
Cool.
me double check Tasha's
Yeah.
though.
I think it's just Bard and Wizard now that I'm
All
thinking
right.
about it. But okay. Cool. So level 8, do we just take Charisma to a 20? Is that what we do? I think that's what we do.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't see a reason not to do that.
Reverse Fire Shield for Tasha's.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, no Phantasmal Killer. Sad.
Yeah. Well, and she also, I just realized sorcerers are proficient in Constitution saves. So
Yeah.
that's actually pretty good for this build. Okay, cool. So
Yeah.
then level 8, we got our Charisma to a 20. Then we're going to hit level 9 and we get our 5th level spells.
Yes. And I have written down Telekinesis and Creation.
I think those are good choices.
Yeah. Again, Creation on the kind of swapping the
Yeah, no,
whatever she was doing
Creation
with
I think
that
is a
commercial.
perfect
Yeah.
fit for her.
Yeah.
Because that's like her whole shtick. 10th
Yeah.
level. What do sorcerers get at 10th level? It's a good question. 10th level is another meta magic.
Okay. So for this meta magic,
Oh, hang on, that was the wrong button.
let us get extended spell.
I think that's a good choice. So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna take extended spell. All right. Yeah.
Speak.
Yeah. Extended spell is definitely a good choice. Just because
Yeah.
it's a decent, and I was thinking maybe careful spell, but she has never struck me as the person to use careful spell.
Yeah.
So I think not taking careful spell is perfectly fine. Yeah. So sorcerers will only have 3 meta magic options at this level.
Yes.
Okay, it's unfortunate.
You can, I think, can swap.
You can swap.
I don't remember.
So let me hit level 11.
Yes, and I would like to double check because I don't agree with these anymore.
Get 6 level spells.
6 level spells. I clicked 5th again.
No, we're on to the big leagues now. Big leak.
Oh yeah, this stuff. Um. Okay. So for these spells, did I really not? Wow, I'm a fool.
You're a fool.
Okay, I am a fool. I I don't agree with these anymore, but I put
Hmm?
down Arcane Gate and Globe of Invulnerability for some
Invulnerability. I
reason,
like
and
Globe of Invulnerability.
yeah,
Arcane Gate,
yeah, no, no. What was I thinking? Mental Prison or Mass Suggestion, which
Mental
is much better.
Prison, Mass Suggestion, or Sunbeam, or Disintegrate.
Yeah, those. So
Any of
for
those.
this,
So
yeah,
basically,
any of those.
so
But you can only have two of them at this time. If you're going
right.
through like a regular game, you can only have these two. Like when you get to this level,
Globe of
because you replace
Invulnerability,
one and then you gain one.
and
So it's just yeah.
what does Mental Prison do? I always forget this one.
Uh, a mental
Yeah,
prison.
Mental
Please
Prison.
don't be locked.
Mental Prison.
Mental prison is unfortunately locked to Xanathar's Guide of Everything.
Mental Prison. I have it right here. So
Cool.
Mental Prison. What? So you attempt to bind a creature with an illusionary cell. One creature you can see must make an intelligence save. The target succeeds automatically if it is immune to being charmed. On a successful save, the target takes 5d10 psychic damage and the spell ends. On a failed d-save, they take 5d10, and you make the area around the target space appear dangerous to it in some way. If it
I
tries to
mean,
move through the
change that
target area,
around to like a peaceful setting that you wouldn't want to leave, and I think that works.
yeah.
Yeah.
But like at the same and if they move through the target area, they take 10d10 psychic damage.
Yeah, because walking through a wall is a sanity check.
Which yeah, sanity check.
Well,
Um
for everyone except Vision, I
yeah,
guess.
yeah, and
Yeah.
and the cool there's like if you're in a party with like a Whispers Bard or something and you cast and you make them run through the wall and then they take damage. Because it doesn't say it has to be voluntary.
Mm.
So
Nice.
that's actually very
Okay.
cool. So
Yeah.
yeah, so there we go. We hit level 11, and then we're gonna hit level 12. We're gonna get another ability score improvement. Now I'm curious what you think should be done for this one.
I didn't take an ability score improvement. I wrote down Warcaster for some reason.
Warcaster's never a bad choice.
Yeah, never a bad choice, but probably up in con or something makes sense.
No, I think Warcaster's
Like,
great, especially if you're gonna try
okay.
to use like Global Invulnerability and Mental Prison and any of your concentration spells.
Yeah.
Hypnotic Pattern, having Warcaster and having the +6 to your con and then getting advantage is great. And
Yeah.
it allows you to make opportunity attacks with like Chill Touch. So that's
Yeah.
a nice added bonus.
Yeah.
13th level, I actually love building spellcasters because it's just like we just keep adding more spells and it's a very rewarding feeling.
Yeah.
So then we hit 13th level and we get our 7th level spells.
All right. I have written down Reverse Gravity and Prismatic Spray.
Yep. That's exactly what I was thinking. Those are kind of the perfect spells for her.
Yeah.
Because
there's always colors.
there's always colors.
They're just red. They're
Yep.
just always red.
And then at level 14.
14. Yes, 14. You get Controlled
Sorcerer's
Chaos.
Origin feature. Yeah.
So you get to reroll on the so you get to basically get advantage on the Magic Surge table and pick.
Whenever you roll, you can roll twice and use either number. Okay, yeah.
Roll twice and use either number.
Yeah, there we go. That's
lucky. Let's use the proper terms. Lucky Magic Surge.
Lucky Magic Surge, right?
Lucky Magic Surge.
Yep, you get a Lucky Magic Surge.
Yeah.
All right, cool. And then we're going to hit 15th level.
So this is pretty much where I thought, okay, this is probably like where I would want to end this. Like,
I actually, you say that, and I
Yeah.
understand your logic. At the same time, there's no way she doesn't have wish.
Yes, I did go to 17 with this. I didn't go to 20
Yeah,
because
that's fair.
you had to have all your spells chosen at that point. But yeah.
So 8th level, Earthquake.
Earthquake and Demiplane.
Yep, I think those are good.
Yeah.
The only other one you might want to consider for her is either Sunbeam or Dominate Monster.
Right.
But probably Sunbeam if you're going to take one of those.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of offensive stuff. A lot of offensive stuff. A lot of throwing things.
A lot of throwing things. We also have more cantrips at this point.
We do. I guess I'll...
Should we talk about those?
Sure, I guess. I hadn't really written any
Well,
down,
let me
but
just so off the top of my head for cantrips for her, some good choices might be Control Flames.
mm-hmm.
I wish
Mind
sorcerers
Sliver.
yeah, Mind Sliver. Do sorcerers? Here's a question: do sorcerers get Mage Hand? Yes.
They do. I kind of offset that with um the next feat I chose, but
I
we'll
mean
get
that's
to that,
fair.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So level 16. What's the next feat?
I chose telekinetic.
Yeah, that works too, for
Like,
sure.
but getting more con at this point is probably really valid, and you probably really need it.
Well, if you're gonna up your con at this point, I think you should take the tough feat because that'll add just
Mm,
32 hit points.
mm, yeah.
Um, yeah, that's where I'm thinking with that. Cool. So 16, and then yeah, we can just take this to 17 and call it good. So level
Yeah.
17, we get our 9th level spells.
Wish
Yeah, definitely wish, 100% wish, and
and Blade of Disaster.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Wish. We're on the same page there. So there we go. Now we have our Scarlet Witch, and I think that's a perfectly good build.
Just for the kind of finishing touch on this, we do get Spell Bombardment at 18th level for our capstone ability for
Yeah.
the aside from the
Well, I was
Sorcerer
gonna say
Restoration.
we've gone this far at this
Yeah.
point. Let's just finish it. So
Yeah, yeah.
there we
I'm
go.
just
We got Spell
honorable mention.
Bombardment.
Honorable mention.
Spell Bombardment, and let's just go to 20 here. So level 19 is another ASI, or not for
Um,
Sorcerer. Yes, it is.
correct. Yeah.
So then for that one, you can go ahead and take Tough.
Yeah. I mean, it's an MCU film. People are getting smacked
Yeah, and
all over
they
the
don't
place.
really care. So you're definitely so you're gonna take Tough at that point, and then to finish everything off, you have Sorcerer's Restoration.
Yeah.
I need to stop clicking on
For
that link.
expended sorcery. If you you get more sorcery points.
Yep. So Sorcerer's Restoration at 20th level, you regain four sorcery points whenever you take a short rest. So that's
Which at that point might as well just be I never have to sleep again.
yeah, exactly. Because which is not quite a coffee lock, but
Yeah.
I mean that's your 20th level ability. So there we go. There's Scarlet Witch. I'll move that over to the side. I think that is a perfectly good build for her. So let's go ahead and talk about my boy, Vision.
Mm-hmm.
So, to me, I actually built Vision out to 20 on my phone. So I'm going to go ahead and pull him up on my phone. So to me, Vision is not a 9th level caster like Scarlet Witches. I think we'll leave the wishes to her, and Vision can deal with the other aspects of casting and being awesome. So obviously for race, and this is an option on this sheet, but I went ahead and I picked Warforged. Because he's synthetic.
Right.
So, which are going to give you a few things: constructed resilience, so advantage on all that stuff, and you don't need to sleep. Sentry's Rest, yeah.
Would you make him human if he were to get the Theros Aetherite thing?
Maybe. I mean, I could see that too. But he was literally built to house Jarvis's body.
Right.
To Ultron's body. He was literally built to house Ultron's body. Right. So that kind of screams Warforged to me.
Yeah.
Because he was built for war.
Just asking
yeah,
that just in case.
I could see that too.
Gives you, yeah.
But yeah, so Warforged for race, and then we're going to do a multi-class here. So your first level for Vision. So level 1 is going to be Sorcerer.
Right.
And for Sorcerer's Origins, we are going to go ahead and pick Divine Soul. So Divine Soul, because to me, Vision is he's an innately good character. That's his entire character arc. He's just a pretty good guy. So to me,
the term you want is worthy.
Yeah, worthy. He's a worthy character. He's righteous.
Because hammer and all that.
Yep, I got your reference, Nate. Thank you.
Yeah. All the best jokes here.
So to me, he's definitely. I'll edit that out later. But to me, he's definitely Divine Soul. So Divine Soul Sorcerer, which gives you that empowered healing thing at first level. However, Vision he doesn't like have the sheer power Wanda does, but he is a lot more versatile overall.
Right.
He fights a lot more with his fists, and he has a signature Mind Beam ability, which is seemingly infinite, and he never runs out of it. So I was trying to think what class won't really hurt us caster-wise. I mean, every class will hurt us caster-wise, but what class won't do that bad of a thing? What class has an unlimited blasting resource, and what class is also good at punching things? And the answer was Hexblade.
It's always Hexblade.
It's always Hexblade.
It's always Hexblade.
And you know what we did again? We forgot to do ability scores. So
yeah,
it's okay.
I mean, let's just keep doing it this way because we'll always remember at this point.
We'll always remember to come back to our ability scores after we get excited about level. By the time we hit level 2, we'll remember to talk about our ability scores. And it'll just be a signature thing. So, Charisma is a 15. Con is a 14. Intelligence, he's smarter than he is wise, so 14. 10 in Wisdom, and then you're just going to do 10s for the rest of your stats. Which is going to allow
if you're going to punch with your charisma,
you're going to punch.
Doesn't matter what your strength is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we're going to go ahead. We're going to up our charisma to 16 because we're Warforged, and our con is going to go to a 16.
Because Warforged.
Because Warforged are great. Yeah. So that's what your first level ability scores are going to look like. So for Sorcerer, for your first level spells, what I recommend taking is Burning Hands to kind of represent like just blowing stuff up like he can do. So for first level, we're going to do Burning Hands, and we are also going to take Healing Word, just because that's a helpful ability to have, and we're going to automatically get Cure Wounds because we're good. We're the good aligned part of our subclass. So then we're going to jump over to Warlock. So Sorcerer 1. Right. Let me pick Warlock. There we go. Warlock. And background is still Inheritor. We'll talk about what we're doing with our stuff at the end. So Warlock level 1 Hexblade gets you so much stuff. That's a lot of people just think you should take one level in Hexblade because it's so unbelievably strong. So one level in Hexblade is Shield and Wrathful Smite. It's going to get you Hexblade's Curse and Hex Warrior,
which is just more damage. Yeah.
So
just a lot of value.
You get medium, so you get your armor proficiencies, which is going to be useful. You get shields which is so perfect for the subclass, and you get to use your charisma modifier for attack. So personally, if you're trying to flavor this like Vision, what I recommend doing is talk to your dungeon master and see if he'll allow you, because you're a Hexblade, instead of using a weapon, to take the fighting style that allows you to fight with your fists instead. Or at least just let your fists deal like the same damage as a weapon. Just for flavor reasons. For AC, we're going to take medium armor. So we are going to be wearing medium. Our AC is, so that'll put our AC at a 14. Then our shield is going to give us 2. And then because we're a Warforged, we're going to get +1. So that'll put our AC at a 17, which is pretty darn good. And then for your first level spell, for Warlock, for your first level spells, what I recommend taking is Hex, because Hex is just a great damage multiplier. And then you're just going to get Shield and Wrathful Smite added on for Hexblade.
Double check, isn't it an extended spell list, not more spells? Like, it's an extended spell list, not more spells, I think.
Oh, but double check. I thought they automatically get the spells.
Warlock spell list for you.
Oh, yeah, you're correct.
Yeah, because it's different wording for like paladins and stuff.
So then you're not going to take Wrathful Smite, but you will take Shield.
Yeah.
Because Shield's a good ability to have. So then it's pretty easy. We're just going to take the next 5 levels in Warlock. Because that'll just give us a lot of good stuff. Obviously, Forgot to add cantrips. But obviously for cantrips,
Eldritch Blast, Precipitation, all that good stuff.
Eldritch Blast.
Because we get 3 from Warlock and 2 from Sorcerer.
Correct. So for this level, I have taken Eldritch Blast, Mind Sliver, on off, and Prestidigitation.
Where's on off from?
It is from an Unearthed Arcana for a campaign set in a modern setting.
Okay.
Basically, you just pick.
I forgot that existed.
You pick a piece of technology, and if you can turn it on and off, but you can't figure out how, you can just go on, off, on, off.
on off.
On off. Yeah. So there we go. So we have that's what our stuff is looking like for cantrips. We will get our second level Warlock Spells. So second level Warlock Spells, there wasn't too many things that like really jumped out at me that I wanted, but we'll take Blur and Elemental Weapon.
Elemental Weapon is a 3rd level spell.
Oh, sorry. Blur
Magic
and
Weapon?
No, Blur and Shatter.
Blur
and Shatter. And then our 3rd level spells, we are going to take Elemental Weapon and Blink. Because that's
earliest way to go through walls and all that.
And Counterspell. Because that's a nice ability to have. So there we go. So that's all you're going to do for Warlock. For Vision, once you get Warlock to 5, we're going to do the rest of our levels in Sorcerer. So let's go ahead. When we take Sorcerer to...
So what was his ability score improvement?
Oh,
or
thank you, No, ability score improvement is just going to be +2 Charisma.
Understood.
You're going to just try to max your Charisma as fast as possible because your other stats are okay enough to get you by. Because of Hexblade, you don't need Dexterity as much. So you don't need to be super worried about that. And just worry about the Charisma. Because if you need to cast Shield, you can get the AC to a 22.
Which is pretty good early on.
Yeah, which is especially for a caster. Like that is perfectly that'll get you out of any situation. So Sorcerer level 2, we get our meta magic options. So what we're going to do for Sorcerer is for meta magic, super meta. We are going to go ahead and take Quicken Spell. And we are going to go ahead and take, I have it written down right here, Quicken Spell and Careful Spell. Because Vision's the type of guy that doesn't want to hurt people with his magic. You can, later on, I'm going to take Empowered Spell.
Good to know.
Just so you can up the damage during random fights. So that's what Sorcerer level 2 gets us. Then we're going to go ahead to Sorcerer level 3. So at this point, we've hit 8th level in progression. So Sorcerer level 3 is going to get us our 2nd level Sorcerer Spells. So our 2nd level spells for Sorcerer in this case are going to be Ray of Enfeeblement. Because Mind Ray.
Yep.
Ray of Enfeeblement. And we are also going to go ahead and take Scorching Ray.
More laser beams.
More laser beams. And it's a good spell to have. Also, sorry, real fast. Obviously, we're going to go Pact of the Blade. Pact of the Blade, our invocations are going to be Improved Pack Weapon.
+1 hand.
+1 fist. Eldritch Smite. And Agonizing Blast.
Is Eldritch Smite not 6th level? I thought it was 6th.
Nope, that's 5th. It's when you get multi-attack. Oh, wait, hang on. We do need multi-attack.
Yeah.
So you only get 3 invocations at 5th level.
Right.
So
those are like the best.
Yeah, those are the best ones. If anything, you don't need Improved Pact Weapon. And you can take Thirsting Blade.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just so you get the more attacks. Because that's probably the better progression-wise. for Vision, just because multi-attack is going to be ultimately more useful in this build. By the way, guys, if you quicken spell Booming Blade, which we've not taken yet, but we're about to take, you will get essentially a bonus action attack.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go ahead and do that now. We'll take Booming Blade, because I think he's more likely to have Booming Blade than Green Flame Blade.
Right. Yeah.
Because Thunder.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's go ahead. We'll take Sorcerer to 5. So we've hit 10th level in progression at this point. So Sorcerer to 5. We will take our Charisma up to a 20. Because that's all we will ever have to worry about with that. So Charisma will now be a 20. And then we are going to go ahead and add our 3rd level spells for Sorcerer. Because we've already done it for Warlock. So let's go ahead.
Yep.
So Counterspell. So would I need to pick counter? So I always forget this. Can I cast my Warlock spells using my Sorcerer spell slots?
You can.
Okay, so then we don't need to take Counterspell again.
Mm-hmm.
But we will take Remove Curse. Because Vision's the type of guy that would not like a curse sitting around for too long. And we're going to take Haste. Because I don't understand how you cannot take Haste. The other option here, just to give you guys an idea, if you want to drop one of your lower level spells, because I think this is a pretty good choice, is to take Spirit Shroud. You could also take Spirit Shroud. It's just more damage. More damage is more better. It's so good.
It's so good.
Yeah, you definitely will try to find a way to get Spirit Shroud in there, for sure. So there we go. And let's go ahead and take Sorcerer to 6. Sorcerer to 6 is going to get us one of our Divine Soul abilities, which is Empowered Healing. And Vision definitely has healed people. Like, he's not like a healer, but he definitely has powers to help people. So thematically, that's a fairly good choice. Just because that'll just give you a little bit of that. Overall, he's a pretty good guy flavor. And then go ahead and taking this to 7. That is going to give us our 4th level spell slots. So for our 4th level spells, 4th level. For 4th level, I have taken Sickening Radiance. And I have taken Wall of Fire. Other options that you could look at if you want to take something different for 4th level, I didn't see a ton of stuff. 4th level is kind of a weird level because there's not a ton of things in 4th level that really jump out to me, and maybe I'm missing something. Just because so much of it is just like maybe Stone Skin.
I mean, he's already got Metal Skin, so I guess that's fine.
Yeah, Vitrolic Sphere is fine. Polymorph is fine. Greater Invisibility, Dimension Door, Confusion, any of those will work. Banishment even. But that's just where I was at. So for level 8, what we're going to do to make this build make me a little bit happier is we are going to take, what's the feat called? Eldritch Adapt?
Yes.
Eldritch Adapt. And that is going to go ahead and allow us to add in Improved Pact Weapon.
Yeah. Because
we are a 5th level Warlock, so we meet that requirement.
Yep.
And then taking Sorcerer to 9, we are going to go ahead and we're going to be adding in our 5th level spells. And 5th level is a good level. It certainly has some of my favorite spells in it. So for our 5th level spells, what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to take Skill Empowerment, just because Vision kind of has the ability to get good at what he needs to be. And
it's called the internet.
Yeah, exactly. He is the internet. So that's and we're only going to add the 1 5th level spell. Because we're not pure sorcerer, we need to be mindful of how many spells we actually know. So we're only going to grab that 1 on this level up. And then we're going to go ahead and do Sorcerer 10, which is going to give us a Sorceress class feature. Your 10th level Sorceress class feature, I believe, is the Meta Magic one. 10th is more Meta Magic. So for this Meta Magic, we're going to do Empowered Spell. Because that makes sense to me.
Power.
Exactly. So we'll do Empowered Spell. And then Skill Empowerment is also, by the way, really good with your Hexblade stuff. So just keep that in mind. And then we're going to go ahead. We'll bump up to level 11 in Sorcerer. Actually, we'll just go to 12 because we'll also get another ASI. So let's just do that. So, but for our 6th level spells, and these are the ones I really wanted to make sure we get in there. We're going to take Investiture of Flame, and we're going to take Sunbeam.
Woo. Praise the sun.
I also think it's worth a shout that you can swap a spell some point along to grab Spiritual Weapon. Because you have the Cleric spell list available to you.
Yep.
And to grab Revivify. And for 5th
But
level...
wouldn't it be, like, you're not always going to be in the middle of the fight, nor do you really want to be. Well, you can be because Hexblade, but doesn't the Booming Blade thing kind of help with that? Well, I guess if you're... No, that...
What are you talking about?
It's amazing what you figure out when you're talking to yourself, when you start speaking. You mentioned the Booming Blade as a bonus action earlier with the...
Yeah. Quicken spell.
Yeah. And I was thinking, does it really offset that anyway? Like, even if you're doing, like, multiple D6 plus your charisma? Like,
I think Booming... Because that's a limited resource.
Yeah.
That's keying off your sorcery points, and you don't have that many. So you need to decide when you're going to do that.
Right, yeah.
Also, good spells that he could potentially take, just because we also have the Cleric spell list available to us. I think most of the interesting ones are 3rd level. We have Spirit Guardians. And for 5th level, something else we could potentially take for a Cleric, because it makes sense for him, is Holy Weapon. So you could, like, probably I would get rid of Investiture of Flame and do that. But I'll just leave these all on here so you guys have a point of reference and you can take them off as you please. So we are going to then get another ASI. And for this one, I am going to go ahead and take Tough.
Because superheroes and beating crap out of them.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then let's go ahead. We'll put in, let's just go to 15 and finish this build off. So this will get us 7th level and 8th level spells. So our 7th level spells that I have picked out for Vision are going to be Crown of Stars and Force Cage. And then
makes sense.
For 8th level, I took Sunburst. I was talking to Dan about this. Like, the 8th level spells are, like, weird. Like, there's not a ton that you, like, really want at 8th for some reason. Unless I'm missing, like, a super obvious one from Cleric. Like, I was just looking at the 8th level ones, and I was like, yeah, I think it's, you could do Holy Aura, because that's a very good spell. I don't know how vision-y that one is, but Holy Aura is just a solid pick. So, you know, and 14th level feature for Sorcerer is you can fly. So there you have it. There is our WandaVision episode of Off the Page. I think these are both cool. They're definitely both good builds. And you can get a lot out of them. Sorcerer, Warlock, Sorcerer, any charisma class, multi-class is pretty good. And pure wild magic Sorcerer is still a perfectly fine class, so you can go and have fun with that. Yeah. So thank you guys for watching. Go ahead and check out our streams. We stream Dungeons & Dragons every Friday from 6 to 9 p.m. and Call of Cthulhu every Wednesday from 8-ish to 10-ish p.m. You can also check out the last week ended March 2021 if you guys are watching this now. The last week in March, we are going to be streaming Candlekeep Mysteries one-shot that Wednesday, and we are going to be streaming City of Mist with the All-Seeing Eye Gaming that Friday. So definitely go check out the last weekend in March on our streaming schedule. And until I see you all again, don't forget to have fun and roll some dice.